So last night, after 15 years, the Colonel walks into my office. Made me take a good hard look at myself. Maybe I have hit bottom, and maybe I do look like hell. Lord knows the only exercise I've had lately is tipping the bottle and flipping cards into my hat. I gotta find some work. Contrary to what the Colonel might think, I'm as good a detective as he ever was. Now I just gotta prove it. I'm gonna scare up a job today, even if it means finding somebody's lost puppy. The Scotch guard that Rudy's upholstering service put on my office chairs will stand up to anything, and I ought to know. This pure mountain spring water is indispensable, literally. I'm out of paper cups. Oh boy, mail. A pre-approved electronic shop credit card application addressed to the previous occupant. Just needs to be signed, stamped, and mailed. Nothing in here but a stamp. As usual, it's a mess. This is probably the only writing utensil that works in the whole office. Oh, great. Another incoming message that won't print out. If I don't get a new fax machine, I'll be out of business. This cabinet is where my old successes go to die. Nothing here but nostalgia. The UI of U was the only place that would accept me. Half the course credit was earned by locating the university. I spent weeks earning this baby. Best 20 bucks I ever spent. This one really isn't art, it's a placemat from Taco Bob's. This piece of art is called Two Whales on a Bender. CrimeLink computer is the only valuable piece of equipment left in the office. By entering suspect information like height, weight, and hair color, I can access the suspect's personal files. The office was actually a dance studio before I moved in, and Latin dancing is a Murphy family tradition. My gun. I love it so much! Old trusty sidearm. Been with me since the beginning. You want some of this, huh? Bam, bam! Hey, bam, bam, bam! Bam! Bam, bam! Bam! And you! Hey, Sonny, can you help me out? My girlfriend threw my gun out of the window. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, just pick it up and, hey, don't Don't point that thing up here. That's not a toy, you know. Oh my hell. No matter how bad things got, I always had my gun. Now I've lost that too. I have a feeling this is going to be one of those days. The air outside feels thick, like I'm breathing through a pair of dirty gym socks. It's a high radiation day. Most everyone will be staying inside, but I need to hunt for some work. I always like to start the day with the traditional PI breakfast. That hits the spot. The ruins of old San Francisco make for a bleak landscape. Chelsea runs a first-rate newsstand. Rook Garner runs this pawn shop. Surprisingly, the auto postbox has no graffiti on it. Maybe people around here are finally starting to respect our government and its fine agencies. The Postal Service has gotten much faster since the stamp price went to $10. I should get my credit card back tomorrow morning. Chelsea's a hot little number. I hear she's a mutant, but it doesn't show. The only weird thing about her is she won't go out with me. Chelsea Bando's the kind that could hold her own with anyone, but she has a way of turning my knees to jelly. She's a mutant just like everyone else in this part of town, but she's a real beauty.
Well, hello, stranger.
Chelsea, you're breaking my heart.
Why? Because I've got a steady job?
You're a riot, Chelsea. You ought to be doing stand-up.
No. Look, I do enough stand-up work right here. So can I help you with something? Rook acts like a tough guy, but he's a softie. Just don't tell him that to his face. Oh, you know me, Tex. I'm just making ends meet. I love Louis, but his friendliness doesn't fool me. He's a sharp one. He knows everything that's going on in this neighborhood. Franny's a live wire. Either she or Sal is going to do time for killing the other one. I have never seen a couple fight like they do. Sal's a handful. He's a nice guy, but I don't know, I feel kind of naked when he gives me the eye. Luckily, Ardo seems to like me. I mean, if I were on his bad side, I'd be tempted to relocate. He could crush a Subaru with one hand. Wish I could help you there, Tex.
Well, this is a section of the Bay City Mirror. It's a weekly newsletter that covers local goings-on written by mutants for mutants. I'd subscribe if they had a comics page. Rook Garner runs this pawn shop. Rook Garner runs this pawn shop. He's a crusty old World War III vet with a face like a raisin and a tongue like a butcher's cleaver.
What do you want, Murphy?
Fine. How you doing, Rook?
I'm not in the mood for small talk.
Fine. What do you want to talk about?
Let me tell you about my great day, Murphy. Last night someone broke into my pawn shop. I don't usually have anything of great value, but yesterday I gave out a fair amount of cash for an extremely valuable diamond bracelet.
My deductive powers tell me the bracelet's no longer on the premises.
Brilliant work, Murphy.
Sorry, Rook. I guess I shouldn't be joking.
I guess you shouldn't. Anyway, the bracelet was pawned by a young girl named Ellen. She said she hated to hawk a family heirloom, but had no choice. She said she would reclaim the bracelet in a month. Well, since the bracelet was worth 10 times the 8,000 I loaned her, it was a good deal for me.
Did you get any other information from this Emma Nimpton?
She left a phone number. I called her this morning, but the line is disconnected.
Sounds like my vast experience as a PI could come in handy.
Yeah, it couldn't hurt. The police are no help. A mutant is on his own when he gets robbed in this town. I'd appreciate your help. I'm not a rich man, but if you find the bracelet, I'll owe you a few favors, which could come in handy. Come back here and I'll show you where they broke in.
Rook takes me out back and shows me where the burglar broke in. The back window is busted out and the latch is ripped. It's a sloppy job. As I start my investigation, I'm looking for information to enter into my crime-link computer back at the office. One thing's for sure, Emma Nimpton won't be one of the suspects' names. Every PI worth his salt knows that's not my name spelled backwards. Well, obviously, the window was broken from the outside. Like Rook always says, you can cut corners here and there, but there's nothing like a quality garbage can. Looks like a key of some kind. Shard of glass must have come from that broken window. Now we're starting to get somewhere. Looks like whoever broke into Rook's window left one of his hairs behind. Apparently our burglar is a carrot top. Looks like a shoe print is outlined in that sticky pool of something resembling chocolate. Footprints about a size 14. Whatever's on the other end of this power box must be out of commission. The gauge is as dead as my love life. These disgusting piles of trash remind me of Aunt Betty's annual yard sales. It's one of those basketballs they used to give away at Weenie World. Ten seconds left. Down by one. Murphy has the ball. He fakes. He drives. It's a 360. He's fouled. Whoa. This antique boombox worked. I bet it'd only play the Bee Gees. This old relic probably hasn't worked in years. Hey, there are batteries in here. Oh man, this dumpster smells like 20-year-old mayonnaise and I ought to know. Well, I'll be darned. Except for the filth and stench, the interior isn't much different than the average studio apartment. In fact, it's nicely furnished. Someone's been living here, and I wonder if he saw anything. This rickety wooden fence keeps Rook's Pawn Shop and the Slice of Heaven Pizza Parlor from collapsing into each other. Oh, looks like Mr. Bum is home for the evening.
Yeah, what do you want?
Looks like you're busy drowning your troubles, my good man.
Well, Mr. High and Mighty, what are you, a preacher or something?
Good guess. Actually, I'm a gumshoe and I'm looking for some information.
That's what I figured. You've got a fedora, a trench coat, and you look broke.
You've got quite an eye for detail.
Well, I also figured there'd be a detective or two asking around about the robbery.
Yeah, Rook got hit pretty hard. I'm looking into the case and I could sure use some leads.
Listen, Gumshoe, it'll be a cold day in hell before I give out information for free.
I've got some cash flow problems right now, but I'd be happy to write you an IOU.
Listen, chump, find me something I want, or my lips are sealed. Oh no, not you again. Look, I'll warn you right now, I'm almost out of chocolate syrup and I'm not in a good mood.
Look, I'll do you a favor. If you're free Thursday, I'll take you to the Chocoholics Anonymous meeting.
Spare me the insults, tough guy. If you got something to say, spill it.
Okay, but I'm with the health department, and I'll arrest you unless you answer some of my questions.
God, you are a pest!
The Brew and Stew is run by Louis Lamintz, a bloated mutant with a heart bigger than his waistline. Everyone comes to Louis's cafe. So does all the street talk. If something's going on, Louis knows about it.
What can I do for you, Mike?
Well, for starters, you could give me a job. I've forgotten what a paycheck looks like.
I hear you, Mike. Last week I had to lay off half my kitchen help. Times are pretty tough, but it could be worse.
So you haven't heard of any major unsolved crimes in the neighborhood, have you?
Sorry, Mike, but I'll sure let you know if I hear of anything. Rook's an ornery old cuss, but me and him are old buddies. We fought in the big war together. He's one person you can trust in these troubled times. Chelsea acts tough, but she has to be with all the scum around. And she's as smart as she is pretty. She knows a lot of what goes on in the shadows of this city. Yeah, things are a little slow, but I'm getting by. Having to lay off some of my kitchen help hurt my pride more than anything. Granny's a fireball. She and Sal opened the pizza place. 7 to 8 years ago, and they've been fighting ever since. Sal's a big guy with an appetite for food, wine, and women. He comes by here most every day for lunch. Bardo comes in now and again. Usually orders a couple of steaks and a chocolate milk. His temper's as short as he is tall. And he's only got one oar in the water. A bad combination. Sorry, Mife. Can't help you there. Ever since the crusade started up, the relations between norms and mutants has gone to pot. I've had rocks thrown through my windows, graffiti sprayed on the bricks outside. There's not much I can do, though. He's one of the few norms besides you who's eaten here. Seems like a typical cop. A little dim, and not too concerned about what happens in the mutant sections of town. Rook told me about the bracelet, but I don't know anything more about it. Rook's been robbed before, but he's never had anything really valuable taken. This is gonna set Rook back for a while. Too bad the cops have turned a blind eye.
You want to try a slice of my chocolate pie? I can get you a piece to go if you like.
This isn't a good time for a social call, punk. If I don't get her fixed soon, I'll go insane! Dore mi faccio.
I don't make a practice of helping out addicts, but I think I've got something that will ease the pain.
Don't hold out on me, man. If you've got something, let's have it. Praise heaven! You've brought the ambrosia of life. Ask me anything you want. Rook, he leaves me alone. Can't ask for more than that. I think Chelsea used to fancy me, till she found out my only true love was chocolate. Damn near broke her heart. Nice guy, good cook. Every National Feed a Bum Day, he brings me one of his award-winning chocolate pies. Ugh. I don't have much to do with her. They don't serve anything with chocolate in it at the pizza joint. The only time I ever see Sal is when he gets drunk and comes by to pick a fight. Then I kick his butt and send him on his way. That big goon, he used to hassle me until I shared a quart of chocolate syrup with him. Now he lets me alone. Wish I could help. I stay out of politics, especially bad politics. Nope, don't know a thing about it. Sorry, can't help you with that. I saw someone prowling around the back of the pawn shop last night. It was so dark, I didn't get a good look at him, but I could tell he was huge. Probably 6'3" or 6'4", about 300 pounds.
I haven't seen Mac Malden since the Martian Memorandum case. I remember him as a surly, incompetent, fat-nosed cop. As I step into his office, I can see he's changed. His nose is even bigger.
Well, if it isn't Tex Murphy. I figured you'd be dead by now.
No, not yet. Actually, I'm working on a case.
Sure you are. Probably a case of cheap scotch.
Not me. I hear drinking too much is your department.
Hey, I got plenty to drink about. The mayor's office is all over me again. You heard about the string of pawn shop robberies? We have no suspects, and I'm catching the heat for it.
So you and your crack team of detectives have no leads?
Of course we have leads, you pots. We know he's a Norm, Caucasian, and has AB negative blood. That narrows down our list of suspects to about 1 million. Now get out of my hair. I got work to do.
Hi, Tex. How's the investigation going? Is there anything I can do to help? Sorry, I haven't heard anything about that. Oh yeah, I know Beak. If you want to talk to him, you might try hanging out around Coit Tower. I remember Rusty. He had a kid show on TV when I was young. I hated the show. That clown makeup always scared me.
It's all locked up. The only way I'm gonna get inside is by using my innate cleverness or ingenuity, or maybe a key. Whoa, a key. Cool. A plastic dart crossbow. It'll make a nice addition to my non-violent weapon collection. Well, I have no idea what I'd ever do with a stacking ring, but what the heck. Looks like some kind of in-house television.
Hi, kids, it's me, Inspector Burns. And as we all know, fire can be our friend, but fire can be our foe. So many times, fire starts so carelessly. And what can fires do? Fires burn you. Never, never light matches. No, no, no. Fire is dangerous. Fire made me look like this. Do you want to look like me? No, no, no. Don't look like Inspector Burns. Don't play with matches.
Inspector Burns. I always thought he was a freak, but the kids love him. So does Ardo. It's a rusty clown life-size doll. Wow. It's a dead ringer for... Oh, no pun intended. I can't get over how lifelike this doll is. If it didn't have a hook on the back and a battery compartment, I'd swear it was Rusty himself. Whoa! For a second there, I thought someone had decapitated Inspector Burns and left his head on the floor. What a great mask. Maybe this key fits in that employees only door. If I can unlock this door, I may be able to go where only clowns have gone before. Why in the world would Rusty keep a barrel of toxic acid? Oh, Lordy. So this is where Rusty ended up. What a way to go. And I'm willing to bet he didn't crawl in here on his own. Someone murdered him. Posters in here tell you more than you'd ever care to know about film processing. Posters in here tell you... Posters in here tell you more than you'd ever care to know about. A plastic suction dart can be formidable ammo in the hands of an expert like myself. A balloon strategically located near the water faucet. Looks like Rusty didn't go down without a fight. Ooh, a small nozzle. Probably a helium dispenser used for filling balloons. I walk up the steps to Coy Tower and spot a small figure lurking in the shadows. In the half-light I can see only the person's profile, but it's definitely Beak. As I walk towards him, he glances around, then approaches me warily, like a vegetarian sizing up a pot pie.
What are you staring at?
My name's Murphy, and I'm looking for some information.
Murphy, huh? Someone must have told you I got a nose for info.
Chelsea Bando said I could probably find you nosing around up here.
Yeah, Chelsea. Good egg. Nice looker. So, what do you want?
I need information, and I'm willing to deal for it.
What's that? Deal? Well, I'm listening. What you got? Okay, I can use this. My nose has started sagging lately. Makes it hard to breathe. Now, what kind of info you looking for, huh? McFlam's rap sheet would take a day to read. He's a fat scum, and he's an idiot to boot. That's why he's always getting caught. He's been busted for burglary, mail fraud, arson, you name it. Everyone knows he operates out of the Snow White warehouse, but don't tell him. Rook's pawn shop was robbed by a two-bit crook named Mick Flam. He and his girlfriend have knocked off half a dozen pawn shops over the past month. The girl goes to a pawn shop and hawks a bracelet for a decent amount of cash. Then Flam breaks into the pawn shop and steals the bracelet, along with anything else he finds. The bracelet is the bait Mick Flam uses for the pawn shop robberies. Oh, I'm nobody. I just try to keep my nose clean and my ear to the ground. Oh, wait a minute. Or was that vice versa? I think he's dead, and I'll bet Mick Flam had something to do with it. Word was the two of them were smuggling illegal novelty items from Hong Kong, and Rusty crossed Flam. Ever since Rusty disappeared, Flam has had a terrible fear of clowns. Bozophobia. I once saw Flam pretty drunk, and he said he had nightmares of Rusty's ghost coming back to haunt him from the grave. He was completely terrified.
If Flem is working out of this warehouse, it looks like he got careless. The door's unlocked. If this is Mick Flem's hangout, he'll probably be back soon. I better try and set some sort of trap for him. Crate smells like laundry soap. Crate in front on the floor seems to be partially opened. Apparently some fireman dropped off his uniform to be cleaned and forgot to pick it up. This must be the power box for the warehouse, and it's locked. This key must fit a lock around here somewhere. The rusty doll looks great on the pulley hook, but I'll need to get it to move before it'll do me any good. The heavy footsteps I hear must be Flem. Luckily, my rusty trap's all set. I'll need to find a hiding place as close as possible to the pulley control box. When Flem least expects it, I'll throw the pulley lever and bring Rusty back from the dead. Mick ran off without his keys. I'll bet at least one of these will come in handy. Damn, I'm good. This has to be Rook's bracelet. A locked box within a locked box. It must contain something worth having. The strong box is too sturdy to break open. I'll need the key. What do we have here? Unless I miss my guess, this is jade, and it's good quality too.
I'm telling you, it's impossible. It can't be done. I've tried everything.
The prophecy is very clear. We can't go on until this step is completed. Surely your unique skills give you opportunity?
My ability has gotten us nowhere. Capricorn got there before me. They're always one step ahead of me. It's like they can read my mind.
We can't let them stop us. Maybe we can use your skills on someone else. I've made inquiries. And if he hasn't gotten himself killed, maybe he's just what we need. Murphy. Tex Murphy.